You're listening to Radio Azad, and this is your host, Aisha. All of you through Radio Azad, I know, have heard about OBAT Helpers. This is a 501c3 organization which is doing absolutely incredible work since 2004 in Bangladesh and helping the communities, the displaced communities over there living in camps, over 350,000 people, including the displaced people as well as the Rohingya. And they are doing incredible work in educating them, in empowering them. And I got to learn about them through Radio Azad as well, and have supported them because I just feel it's one of those organizations that is just changing lives of these people. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Arisha Khan. She is the executive director of OBAT Helpers, and I'm so proud to have her on my show today. Assalamu alaikum, Arisha.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you so much for the warm introduction.
Oh, you're very welcome. We've been talking over the last several years, and I'm a really big fan of the work that OBAT Helpers is doing. You, Anwar Saab, and just your whole team is absolutely incredible. So, if you can give just a very quick overview and a recap of a little bit about, some of the work that you've been doing, and especially from the point of view of the activities this Ramzan and the on the ground projects and services that you all have been working on.
Absolutely. That's a great question to get started with right off the bat. Alhamdulillah, it's been a very busy month. Before I get to this month, let me briefly just introduce Alhamdulillah, as you shared, in 2004, we began OBAT Helpers. It was founded by my father, Mr. Anwar Khan. Alhamdulillah, he continues to be the president of our board and a lifelong volunteer. Now, we've had more than 2 decades of service. So our team has grown, our volunteers have grown, our beneficiaries have grown, and it's 100% thanks to our donors and supporters. So I wanted to start off with that right off the bat. Jazakallah khair. As shared, we do work in education, higher education scholarships, healthcare access, and overall financial empowerment, alhamdulillah. And this month, we had the opportunity to do so much of that. As we all know, as Muslims, zakat is mandatory upon us around the year. Many of us give during Ramadan, but of course, we want to continue supporting beneficiaries and Muslims around the world who need our support every month, not just the month of Ramadan. But this month has been extremely busy in the best way possible for us. I want to first break down of how we very strategically, very systematically make sure our zakat goes to the most zakat eligible beneficiaries. So we have the 3 criteria that we focus on. The first group is all the families who are in need. Everybody who has them, any vulnerable families, orphans, any single mothers, anyone who has any sort of any problem. So we want to focus on that. Then we go to any critical patients, and then we go to children who are differently abled, any sort of physical, mental, differently abled children. So with those 3 criteria in mind, alhamdulillah, this month alone, we have had more than 4,558 families who received Ramadan food packages. Alhamdulillah, this is across the country. So we're in 8 different cities, and alhamdulillah, this almost 4,500 families have been served across the country. Something special that's happened this year, that's happening every year, but it's growing. We have a group of volunteers who are our think tank volunteers. These are volunteers who belong to the communities, who are from they're raising their own funds. And so thanks to their own funds, their own abilities, their own ability to secure the food, they have given almost 5,000 iftar food packages.
Wow.
Their own ability.
That's
And
incredible.
and again, across the country, because our youth think tank is across the country. We've also done significant work this year with a partner to focus on maternal and newborn health. That's been a very big support this year. Our donors have been very active in supporting us in our maternal and newborn health projects. This is, again, going to be not only with the Urdu-speaking minorities, but also in the Rohingya refugee camps. We are also right now, as we speak, our cash and food distribution is underway. We have more than 600 families identified, again, following the criteria I shared at the beginning,
Mhm.
are going to be receiving not only Eid food packages, but also cash distribution, because we all know in our own families, there's a lot of things that we want to make sure we
Sure.
have for our children and our families. So alhamdulillah, it's been a busy month, not only in supporting, you know, the zakat eligible things, but also just in general, our donors and supporters have been tremendous this year.
Oh, that's really really good to know. And I can just imagine like some people who have absolutely nothing, right? How difficult it is to categorize, whether to, the need is so much. They're trying to decide education or healthcare or, basic sustenance, or like you're saying, maternal and child health. I mean, the need is just so much in every sphere that your job must be so difficult in trying to assign these priorities.
And that's why we had to do it very systematically. We have to follow not only primarily Islam and what Islam prescribes of who to help first, of who the most vulnerable are.
Mm.
But beyond that, we just have to rely on our incredible team in Bangladesh who get the firsthand opportunity to assess. All right, OBAT team, this is the list of the most vulnerable. This is the list of the most deserving. And keep in mind that our team is also from within the camps.
Yeah.
The people who are giving these distributions, who are passing out the food, who are passing the Eid gifts, they themselves are from the camps.
Mm.
So it's not that, they themselves are not also deserving, but it's just the category of how we help people and how we make sure that, again, as Islam prescribes, the more we give, the more we get. And our staff is the perfect example of this. And it is challenging. I just last thing I want to mention here is the selflessness of the beneficiaries we serve.
Mm.
Like I said, one neighbor could be most deserving, but they know the neighbor next door, there's no breadwinner in that home. So they say, no, unko dijiye, give them the package, give them the food, give them the money. So
Mm.
there's a lot of those beautiful examples, which, yes, it is hard. It's a difficult decision to make, but we know that the heart of OBAT is through our beneficiaries and through our staff, and that heart is beautiful.
That is absolutely incredible. In helping so many people, I'm sure there are many success stories. Are there any one or two in particular that are very close to your heart?
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Just this year alone, we have showcased a lot of maternal and newborn health cases
Mhm.
where we have some very unfortunate experiences that a woman has gone through in her journey to motherhood.
Mhm.
Now we have those same women serving as advocates for
Oh.
our maternal and newborn health programs.
Mhm.
They either they have a child in their hand, or because of the will of Allah, they don't, but they still are standing and advocating and making sure that we do have the right doctors in place. There are more resources available for everybody.
Mhm.
Um, our healthcare rollout across the country um, is pinpointed in some specific areas, which means our footprint in healthcare isn't across the country. And one case that comes to mind is, again, this woman who went through um, her own story during her childbirth. And yet now she continues to be the advocate to make sure that this Ramadan and every month that passes after this Ramadan, less and less women have to go through the experience that she endured.
Mm.
And then one more story that comes to mind is in our Eid gift distribution. This is from last year, this story, where a kind of already said a similar story just a few moments ago, but children who received cash distributions then turned around and gave it to other people they knew in the
God.
community. And
Wow.
these are small children. These are children who 7, 8, 9, 10,
Mm.
who otherwise, you think of the average 8, 9, 10-year-old here in the US, and maybe, inshallah they are, but it's a little bit of a different connection that our people, our Obat family has.
Mm.
Turn around and they give that money either to somebody else that's outside of the family, or they know their mother is saving for something. So they say, here, save it for, put it in that bucket, use it for this purpose.
Wow.
Alhamdulillah, the heart, again, I come back to it, the heart of our people is something that keeps us going. For the last 20 years, it's kept us going, and inshallah, for the next 20 years.
Inshallah, may Allah give you lots of strength to continue to do what you all do. Any upcoming initiatives that you would like to highlight?
Yeah, so the rest of 2025 for us is there is some more focus in healthcare. Mashallah, we have several upcoming groups of volunteers and donors who are going to be traveling out from the US and Canada
Mhm.
to visit Bangladesh. And with these visits, we do a couple things. Right now, there's a group of physicians who will be visiting, inshallah. In September. And what they're bringing with them is a lot of training for our medical professionals, a clinic that they're doing while they're there on the ground. So one of the big things that we have for the rest of this year is having not just physicians, other industry experts, people who can visit and help OBAT get to the next level, help our beneficiaries as much as help them out as much as we can. So
Yeah.
that's one thing that we're looking forward to. There's a lot of trainings that are coming up for our staff, for our team, to make sure again that these next 20 years are even more impactful and sustainable. The next big thing that we're focusing on right now is just expanding our implementing partner. Alhamdulillah. So OBAT Helpers USA is the funding arm here in the US, and we have now our own implementing arm in Bangladesh. Alhamdulillah. This is a recent update as of the last maybe 12 to 18 months.
Mhm.
So one really exciting thing there that's happening is that all of the projects that I just listed and the hundreds more that we do, now all of it is housed within our own implementing agency. And this is important because, again, we have the opportunity to hire people from the camps. So our cycle of empowerment begins right off the bat with that first person who's even serving as the staff member for OBAT, because we get to hire them directly now instead of going through another agency.
Amazing. Amazing. That's really good. Jumatul Wida today, last 2 days of Ramzan, anything that any message you have for our listeners and all the OBAT supporters?
Yeah, subhanAllah, what an important night today, what an important day today. First and foremost, please keep us and our beneficiaries in your du'as. Please keep the ummah in your du'as. There is a lot of need for all of us to stay together and stay bonded. And there's nothing more bonding than the bond of dua, inshallah. Secondly, as we come to the end of a Ramadan campaign, just do a soft pitch. If there is any way that we can help you execute your zakat, your general contributions during this month, OBAT Helpers is a 501c3 zakat eligible organization, and we would be honored to execute your zakat for you, to execute your donation for you, inshallah. We are quite transparent, and we are hoping to continue building on our donor base and be responsive to the needs and desires of our beneficiaries and match them with our donors, alhamdulillah. So I welcome you all. We are still, there's still one more night of power tonight. And this is something that I hope that we all take advantage of, and OBAT would be honored if you use us as the vessel for you to gain that reward, inshallah.
Absolutely. And also people can donate their fitra as well to OBAT Helpers. The website is obathelpers.org, and their logo is on the Radio Azad website, radioazad.us. With a click of a button, you can help transform lives. Arisha, an absolute pleasure talking to you, and really want to sending lots of prayers, lots of duas to you, your father, your whole team for the incredible work that you are doing for these displaced communities.
We are so honored to be part of the Radio Azad family. Thank you, guys.